Yeah, see, it's a little hard, but we can get this camera view. Hi, guys.
Hey, everybody.
Or hey, solitary person who has joined. Oh, we didn't even get our backdrop. Where is our backdrop? There's our backdrop.
There's the chief behind us.
Okay, so I'm Tina, and
I'm Evan.
And that's Evan. We work at Kotaku. We
That's
just
right.
saw Star Wars Battlefront.
Just played it.
We just played it. I should say. And we are behind or in front of these Halo statues because we couldn't find something more relevant. We would have done this from the EA booth, but it is
entirely too loud and
loud.
chaotic and dark.
Shockingly loud. Yeah. I really feel bad for all of the people who have to work there because, they're deaf now.
Right.
They're all deaf.
Probably
now.
for another good 3 days, I think.
Yeah, undoubtedly. It's like going to a concert. We played it on PS4.
Well, it was a PS4 development build, but you could see the little white light of the PS4 inside the cabinets.
Yeah. So I actually played yesterday as well. I played some co-op missions with Kirk and Jason. I tweeted a picture of us. It was really tiny. It was just a couple waves, I think like 4 waves. And it gets increasingly more difficult, and then some boss characters come out. The most immediate thing I noticed, thumbs up or thumbs down, first off?
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
Thumbs way up, I think.
Thumbs up, yeah. It was a lot of fun.
This was more of a competitive multiplayer mode where we were playing as Imperial stormtroopers, snow troopers, against the rebels.
Yeah, it was how many of it? Like 16 versus 16? How many?
I think so.
I think it was a 32 battle.
So we had a bunch of different objectives, which were to destroy the uplinks that the rebels were using to send our coordinates to the Y fighters, and we had to protect the AT walkers.
Yeah, so we had like 2 of them out there on the field, right?
Yeah.
Also, wait, landscape. Yeah, landscape does not. I'm sorry, I'm still familiarizing myself with Periscope, and sometimes people ask, but pretty sure this does not make any sense for you guys, right?
Does it?
I don't think it does. Right? Anybody?
We're going to keep on going portrait for now.
It doesn't. Yeah, sorry. We got to do it this way. So are the Periscope gods.
So, a bunch of different things I noticed was the map design was really a nice kind of experiment in risk-reward because you're on Hoth, and so you have these big snowfields, and you can run out in the snowfield and try and make it way to the objective, but there are also these tunnels dug out. So it felt like trench warfare, which was very
it felt
pick
like
your
a
spots.
Very normal Battlefield moment, like not Battlefield the game, just like actual Battlefield, where you do have the snowy trenches.
Yeah, there's some pop in, pop out.
Yeah, you can and it was clear that anybody who was jumping up top, which I do, and people do because you want to get to your objective, you want to get to those uplinks and shut them down. That was our objective. So I don't think we won. Somebody's asking if we won. I don't think we won. I don't remember.
No, I
think we were the Imperial.
Yeah, I think we did. Our ad survived.
Oh, okay, that's true. Yeah,
yeah.
Okay, so it did kind of play like Battlefield.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah, in the sense that it's
I don't think beta dates have been announced yet.
Not
Caps
that I'm
lock.
aware. Yeah.
We noticed everybody, so
we notice you all. As much as we can.
So there were a bunch of different loadouts. One of them included a jetpack, which you could use for kind of a.
They all have jetpacks.
Yeah.
I think it's just the it's like the different special.
It's a secondary,
the
secondary weapon.
What about story mode? We played the co-op and
Tina played co-op and multiplayer. No single player yet.
Yeah. They pick and choose what we get to play at these things.
And the maps were really nice. So, while most of it happens on a big snowfield, there were some interior nooks and crannies where
there's some caves.
Yeah, there's some caves where the rebels
that you
had
could
set
hide
up.
in. Yeah, and obviously that becomes a really terrible and great choke point.
Right. Yeah.
Where everyone is dying, and some people have their personal shields, depending on if you want to play a little bit more defensively. I'm always an offensive kind of player, so I picked the one with the. It was some kind of grenade launcher.
Right.
Who gets to be Luke? There are no. In terms of what we played. Oh, so yeah, the X-wings. There were X-wings attacking our AT-ATs, but I don't know because they were on
they were player control. They were player control. One time I was killed by one, and it said killed by this person.
How are the vehicle physics? So we didn't get to play in X-wings, but we got attacked by them.
I didn't see any Wampas. These were generic stormtroopers we played as. We didn't play as the hero characters.
Respawn is automatic, by the way.
Yeah.
Somebody just asked.
Yeah.
So you can pick repick your.
There was no timer. You jumped right back in. That was really nice.
Which is good. Yeah. I mean, it's a huge battlefield.
Way too early to give it the grade.
Yeah. generic characters so people would know. In terms of what we played, it was all generic characters, just Imperial versus Rebels.
Yeah.
Again, we were Imperial, and we won against the Rebels.
Yeah.
So you're just constantly respawning.
But it definitely feels like a super chaotic, hectic, like
it's a lot of people in the
combat
battlefield,
zone.
for one thing.
Yeah.
But any of these like 32-player things are always.
And you've got like TIE fighters swooping overhead, shooting. You've got like.
Did you try walking under our 18?
Yeah. I totally did.
I didn't die. I thought that we might. But
no. It's a nice bit of like portable cover. It's like it'll get you to like one of the trenches.
Are they on
rails?
Yeah, pretty much. Well, because they have like their one objective, and you basically have to defend them.
Yeah, the AT-ATs did seem to be on rails.
Yeah, so yeah, it's pretty much. How's the accuracy of the stormtroopers?
Well, it was our accuracy since we were the stormtroopers, and it was pretty good. I don't think they nerf accuracy if you're a stormtrooper. That would be mean.
Is it run and gun, or can you sustain and snipe? You can. There are multiple weapons. There are multiple blasters. I played with a lot of them. One was the pistol, which I didn't really like. I'm not really much of a pistol shooter.
I stuck with the rifle for the most of my time.
Yeah, there were 2 rifles. Both were pretty decent and long range. So you could. There's not much sniping, but you could stand from a distance and hit them. And then there's like that shotgun blaster type of weapon, which was really. It was a heavy blaster. It was really powerful. Looking for questions. Sorry, it's going as we're talking. How many maps were there? We only played the one because it was only right. It was just the one map. They didn't know if they had any others.
Somebody asked if the graphics were on par with the trailer. I feel like the trailer graphics looked a little bit better.
Well, okay, so in regard to that, the co-op looked much better, and I think it's because they're trying to sustain all of these players, and that's why it might kind of sacrifice. We didn't play with any lightsabers, sadly. Just the ones we have at home.
Right.
I don't actually have a lightsaber at home. Do you? I don't have a lightsaber.
I have a thing that lights up for my daughter.
Oh, like a lightsaber?
Not a real lightsaber. It's just like a
well, obviously
sword.
not a real lightsaber.
No, not a real lightsaber.
Somebody's mentioning Rainbow Six Siege. Do we use headsets? Any voice commands? No
voice commands.
Yeah, and we didn't even actually have a microphone to talk to any of the other players.
Yeah.
How many players in the game total? It was 32, I believe.
I think it was 32.
It was 16 versus 16. What else? What other questions did you guys? I just missed a couple. Yeah, somebody carries their lightsaber everywhere. Well,
I don't think that's what they mean.
Oh, I don't know if that's what they mean. I think you're making that. I'm just whatever.
Sure.
Each game was really short. Actually, I think they told me specifically it was a 13-minute long.
Yeah.
It just a round.
The round that we did.
Yeah. So it was pretty short, but it felt substantial because you die and then you reload.
Yeah, it was very quick.
Yeah. So there's a lot of kills that you can get in between that time span.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely felt like you were on Hoth. It didn't feel like it was like a generic map that was repurposed for some other reason.
Yeah. There was just no voice chat in our demo, and I think it's because the EA booth, as we mentioned earlier, if you guys were tuned in, is incredibly loud, so it would mean nothing to have a microphone set up just for this demo. Do you have to look at the environment to see who is winning?
There's a lot of like barks coming in, from
a lot of
commander characters telling you what the
status
status of the fight was.
RATG is getting attacked, quickly.
Yeah.
Were the graphics consistent? Any lag at all? I didn't experience any lag.
I didn't feel any lag. No
there
lag
was
at all.
One hiccup where my character just jumped forward for a second, but it wasn't that big a deal at all.
Yeah, I didn't get that either.
Yeah, somebody's asking if you can play as Ewoks. People want to know if people want to know.
I didn't see any Ewoks.
There were no Ewoks. I don't know if that's something.
Some of the other various extraterrestrial races I did see, but I didn't see any Ewoks. Yeah.
Today or?
Yeah. When we were playing. Yeah. So in the Rebels, not the Troopers, but the Rebels.
Okay, yeah. I feel like playing as the Rebels might have been more interesting.
Probably, yeah.
Than the Imperials, but so is our life that we played as the Rebels, I suppose. But hey, we won, so that's okay. What kind of equipment? So there's...
There were some thermal grenades. There was a rocket launcher.
Yeah.
Two
so you have
rifles.
Your secondary weapon, and then you have a special. Mine was... Did you go offensive or defensive? Because I had the ion.
Yeah, I went
the ion
offensive.
shot. Did you play with the ion shot? Because I think you have to press and hold the triangle button.
Yeah.
And I was distracted, and then I pulled out binoculars by accident.
Yeah, it's not a great environment to figure out how to actually play the game.
Yeah, because it's very fast-paced, and you're like, I just want to kill
what
things.
the different nuances are.
Yeah, so it's funny, because when you're demoing a game, half the time you're like, okay, let me sit around, like, look at the environment, look at these corners, check out my
This one was
my
like, jump in, kill, die, run.
Yeah, this one's like, you start feeling the feast of the scoreboard. And do you check? Because I check my scoreboard all the time.
No.
Obsessively.
No.
Yeah, this is like a first-person shooter kind of thing. So good or bad overall rating. So far it's good. It was fun. Like, I wanted to sit there and play more, if that tells you anything about the experience.
Yeah, I can't wait to
I mean, again, it's very short. It's like a 13-minute thing. This is why, like, honestly, we don't do a ton of previews anymore at Kotaku.
Because it doesn't give you experience.
Difficult. Yeah.
The game may not feel like this when it ships.
Yeah, exactly. It might change after the fact, for all we know. So, and as if you read Patrick Klepek's very smart
take
his article about demos, and especially E3 demos, he was talking about how
what gets shown here
is very and
is
sometimes
often like slapped together to get shown here.
Sometimes these demos are okay. So wait, hold on. I want to answer this question. When you're near the AT-AT, how did the scale?
It seemed massive. It was giant. Yeah.
Yeah, and like its feet are like the size of my character's body.
Yeah.
And you can, as I said, like it's like, you know, stomping on the ground as it's walking, and you can feel the reverberations. I think even your screen shakes a tiny bit.
Yeah. I got some rumble in my controller.
Yeah, you get some rumble, and like you can feel the how dramatic it is that this big thing is walking around.
It definitely feels
and you
like
have to
a giant walking tank with legs.
I wanted to see if it would step on me and kill me, just out of curiosity.
I tried that, and
it didn't.
Yeah.
So I don't think you can be killed by one.
If you're an Imperial, maybe if you're a rebel.
Yeah. Actually, you better be.
Yeah.
If you get under that thing's feet. Yeah, the scale is good.
Yeah, the animations were good. Somebody's asking about the animations. The animations were great. Like, it definitely felt like the characters were not like rag dolls. They felt like they had weight and movement.
Although I have to say, okay, so for whatever reason, the co-op was kind of different, and so the animations of these AI enemies that we were playing in co-op yesterday, I was playing with Jason and with Kirk, they kind of looked like they were dancing when they would get shot, which is really silly. They just like kind of like waddle a little bit and then fall, so it was kind of hilarious actually.
Yeah, you hear the cantina music before you die.
Yeah, so it's a little bit cartoonish in a way. Oh, but you know what else I wanted to talk about? What's cool is like, you're just playing a first-person shooter or third-person shooter because you can pull back into a third-person perspective.
Yeah.
Which I did not like. I don't like.
Yeah, you're first person.
I'm a first-person shooter kind
I'm a little
of
bit more
person,
comfortable in third person, but I can go
Did
back
you try
and
it?
forth. I tried it for like one.
Also you can emote. So if you press and hold down on the D-pad, you go into third-person mode. But if you press any of the other D-pad buttons, you emote, and you're just like hello.
I didn't do any of that.
Yeah, it's cute. I was playing around. I was like, how do I get out of this goddamn third person? Because when I was playing yesterday. Thank you. Yeah, you've got a little bit lengthier arms. This was smarter. Here, I'll hold this one. You should have done this from the beginning.
Yes.
The other thing I wanted to talk about was the sounds. Like, you're playing a first-person shooter or a third-person shooter, and you know it's kind of a normal shooter, but at the same time, like you have all these like pew 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 sounds.
Yeah, the sound effects felt great.
It's very it's very Star Wars. You're like in
just asked how immersive the HUD was. It was feeding you a lot of information, but it didn't feel like it was getting in the way.
Yeah, you know what's weird though? Like placement was a little weird, I suppose. Like for a second, I was looking for where the radar was. I was like, oh, bottom left. And yeah, I mean, it's kind of I guess the equipment radar on your right with the radial is kind of huge, but it didn't feel obtrusive at all.
No, it didn't feel obtrusive.
Yeah, it actually was a good size because it was reminding me, since like this is a game that we just got our hands on, it was reminding me like, oh, okay, yeah, like my jetpack is on my R1 and my special is on my.
I mean, again, this is our first taste of this mode.
Yeah.
The health depletion rate.
It's pretty fast, I feel.
Pretty fast,
but in a good way. Like, it adds to the experience, so, you know, it's...
Yeah, you definitely need to run for cover if, like, you're...
And it regenerates actually kind of just as quickly. So, like, you can, like, pop back under the trenches that we were talking about, one of the snowy trenches. So that's what we were talking about earlier, too. Is, like, the people who pop out and you kind of, like, clamber up top.
Yeah.
Like, you kind of grab onto the ledge, so to speak. So the people that were, like, popping up and out, they would get shot really quickly. So you just have to kind of dive back in under the trench.
You got to pick your spots.
Yeah, and then, like, kind of crouch down. And the crouch holds, like, you don't have to hold the button. Because that's, like, a kind of, you know, who knows what shooter does what. Power-ups, I wouldn't call them power-ups, I guess, because they're just, power-ups are usually, like, things you might pick up on the field. So I wouldn't necessarily call it that. But, we had I had the ion shot. You had the ion shot as well. Did you play with it?
There were pickups on the field, something that told me that got like
dinner was at 7 yesterday.
TIE
I love that people remember that joke. I'm so happy about that. Health was regenerative. Yeah, no med packs. There were shields though, so I guess that's kind of like a pickup that you can
when
do.
When you walk through a shield, it actually regenerated your health. At least I had that experience once. So
yeah, and it like obviously protects you as well. So
right,
and you can if you wanted to go the defensive route, your one of your specials, I suppose, is a shield. So you can like throw up the shield for you and your teammates, which is kind of pretty standard issue for a shooter. I mean. Yeah. It didn't have anything like... Wait, did you play with the ion shot? Did you use it?
I tried to. I couldn't figure out the controls.
Yeah, you had to press and hold it, not just press it, which is confusing because everything else you just have to press, not press and hold.
Right.
And the only reason why I knew that is because I played co-op the day before and they were like actually sitting there and talking.
So you got some coaching.
Yeah, I mean the EA booth is kind of a shit show. They're frankly a little bit disorganized. And they're using like many different companies. Like this is kind of like internal businessy stuff, but they're using like several different companies to help them organize. Yeah. So a lot of people didn't know each other, so there was a lot of like, like frustration. Like, I sent these people to this line, and then you
thankfully, we
disobeyed.
did not have that experience today.
Yeah.
We got right in.
Yeah, thankfully, Devin Bennett of EA just ushered us right through, which was very convenient.
Shout out to you.
Yeah, shout out to Devin Bennett. But yeah, so I had that bit of coaching and he explained it. And I'm not sure what the rationalization is for hitting that ion shot, but
yeah,
like
I mean, again,
it's
the kind of thing with further play will help you figure it out.
Where are we going next?
That's a good question.
You wanted to go to the Indiecade.
Yeah, I want to go out to Indiecade and check out some stuff there. The new game by the designer of Katamari Damacy is called Watam, and I want to check it out because it looks kind of crazy. I'm going to see Overkill's Walking Dead game later today.
Oh yeah, you have an appointment for that.
I'm going to see...
Is that by the Walkers?
Yeah, that is by the Walkers, and I think they're sponsoring them.
Yeah, there are walkers floating on the show floor trying to scare people.
I feel like, I'm going to see Volume, which is Mike Bithel's game. He made Thomas Was Alone. It's his stealth game. So I've got a few different things coming up today. You?
I actually have nothing. I'm doing a podcast later.
Right.
This is the last day of E3, so it's a
time where you try to get it all in.
Yeah, or like have nothing left to do, I suppose.
Yeah.
So I'm going on a podcast called Supercharge. It used to be part of, or no, it's a spiritual successor to Lifehackers podcast. And then I'm going on Giant Bomb later. We're both going on. Yeah.
Somebody wants us to ask a Walker if Beth and Daryl are dating or not.
Oh. I don't think they'll be able to respond. They might just go... Yeah. And hiss at us. That's what they've been doing. They actually have really great contacts in, too. Yeah. Have you noticed it? Like, I don't even know how they get those, like, rings around there. It's like
good
red
makeup.
rings.
Good makeup on the Walkers.
Yeah, they did. And they're good actors, too. Good
we'll try and get some shots for you guys.
Yeah, we're going to try to get some video. We've been trying to do some of that. But yeah, we'll be on Giant Bomb later tonight together at like 7:30.
Excited for that.
Yeah, but I'm not going to play anything, really.
I'm going to try.
You're going to play a lot of stuff.
I want to try and play Cuphead, too, because that looks awesome.
Oh, yeah, Cuphead is cool. It's all... it's
no,
like
not
all...
at Walkers. They were asking about the Walkers from the Walking Dead.
Yeah, zombies. The zombie walkers. Yeah. I can see how that would be confusing, though, because we are talking about multiple walkers.
The name of the podcast that Tina's going to be on is called Supercharged.
Yeah.
And then we're going to be on one of the Giant Bomb
stream
today.
Yeah, their
later
video
tonight.
stream. The Bombcast. I guess they call it the Bombcast for E3, too. Yeah.
Our mind's getting tired.
I'm sorry. You want to switch? Does anybody have any other Star Wars questions? Or I don't understand that one.
Yeah, neither do I.
We trade. But yeah, any other Star Wars questions or E3 questions or Kotaku questions or Evan questions? Oh, Evan's wearing very fancy pants today.
Okay, really? Are we gonna do this?
Evan's wearing yellow pants. Evan's always very stylish. Everybody, I feel like we need to have like your style, like your E3 style guide. You know, like it's
be
part of the. Yeah,
don't sweat.
True. Yeah, don't be shy of bright pants.
Yeah, that's true.
I wholeheartedly agree with that. Microtransactions, you mean in Star Wars?
No, we didn't see anything like that.
Nope, yeah.
We didn't rule them out, but we didn't see it in the build we played.
Super Mario Maker thoughts?
It looks awesome.
Insane.
Yeah.
Insane. And very, very, very cruel in a way.
Yeah, I think it's going to be sadistic, but
yeah.
Something I noted, I heard about yesterday for Super Mario Maker is you have to play the level that you submit before it gets approved. So,
that's smart.
So it's like you can't make something just to screw with people.
Yeah,
and
something
have it
that's
really
like
hard.
functionally
you gotta finish
broken.
It yourself.
Yeah. Somebody earlier asked
about
just a second ago.
MGS5.
Yeah. So actually, that booth is always super packed with like multiple crowds because usually there's one crowd around a booth, but the way that their booth is set up is in such a way that
they've been
there are
showing
literally
demos
multiple crowds.
of Phantom Pain, and people have been really crazy over it. So it's been good.
Yeah, Evan, I'm going to switch because my arm is also tired.
Sure.
We're a little. Now you get to see Evan. Okay, what were the questions? I just saw a few pop up, and now
I want to know about Super Mario Maker. Didn't know what it is. It's a upcoming Nintendo game where you get.
I'll just hold it for you. Don't worry.
Sure. Okay, good. You hold it.
Yeah.
It's an upcoming Nintendo game where you get to make your own levels, 2D scrolling levels, using the assets of various Mario games. So you can make it look like old school NES Super Mario. You can make it look like one of the new Super Mario Brothers. You can make these levels, drop in enemies, obstacles, hazards, platforms, wherever you want.
So what do the results usually look like?
They're crazy.
You watch the championship,
yeah,
right?
you can have enemies stacked on top of each other.
It's just insanity
buzzsaws,
at all times.
and like hanging in the sky. It's crazy.
Somebody asked about Star Fox, but I don't think you saw it, and
I
didn't
haven't
see it
seen
either.
Star Fox.
Yeah. That was all Jason and Steven.
They saw Star Fox.
Yeah, we divide and conquer E3, so...
I know Steven wrote it up, though.
Yeah, Steven wrote it up. Is Konami represented well? So that's kind of
big
a loaded
booth.
question. They have their killer games, so that's all they really need.
But they're not they're not making statements about the state of affairs over there. If that's what you want to know.
Yeah. It depends on your definition of representation and good representation, I suppose. Any other questions for us? It's the last day of E3.
We might try and do another one of these later today.
Yeah, maybe with the whole team if we can get us together. Oh, right. What's your favorite booth at E3?
Favorite booth? That's a weird question.
Yeah, it is a weird question. Okay, so I don't like Sony and Microsoft simply for the fact that it's always very crowded.
I like Nintendo's a good booth because it's
always brightly colored and they paint on the walls
and the way they lay it out is it's very open.
Yeah,
and they have
open
a lot of
style is
a lot of hands-on stations. So if you want to play something,
and they have a lot of people around too.
I mean, there can be a long wait, but generally you play a lot of the stuff that they.
I would say worst booth is EA though, and I know that I've said this 5 times on the stream.
Yeah.
It's just we were standing there yesterday trying to play Mirror's Edge. Oh, I played Mirror's Edge. Mirror's Edge was very cool. A weird game to demo, and they demoed it in a kind of weird way because there were 3 missions and 2 were pretty lame. One was hack a billboard, and the other was dash. Just switch it around.
It's Tina's turn.
Hi. So the other was just dash and try to race and beat your time and. Which, it's side quest stuff. It's standard issue. Yeah, but it felt weird as a demo of, here's, a taste of the game. And I know they were trying to go for an expansive, okay, here are different sections.
So somebody wants to know the favorite game or thing you've seen at E3.
So I've been doing a lot less seeing games. So I'm not the best person to ask, simply because I've been doing this the whole show.
I've been covering,
I've been doing,
what it's like to be here.
Yeah, I've been covering, the experience, but... I mean, I really liked Mirror's Edge, and I liked everything that I played or saw.
Tell us about the Mirror's Edge combat.
Oh, so that was the 3rd mission, and that was the fun mission of the 3 in the demo. So it was good. I mean, it's a lot. It almost feels QTE in a sense because you jumping off of some platform, and then you just hit X, and Faith automatically goes for the kill. And then you can perform these finishing moves, which kind of zooms out from your first-person perspective, and she's just throwing all these karate moves. And I remember the developers inside, because you usually go through a pre-briefing and then you go into the demo, and they were like, oh, if you're feeling very confident, you can try out the combo. And I literally just hit buttons and it happened. So I guess I was feeling confident that day. There was some question about, do we think Battlefront will outsell Call of Duty? Which is a good question, because Call of Duty is Call of Duty. It's just
Yeah, I mean, and this is a Star Wars year, right? This is a year when...
Here, let's switch. I'm doing a lot of switching. I like it. It's fun. Sorry for the shaky cam.
This is Star Wars year, right? This is when everybody gets hyped back up for Star Wars.
We got the movie.
Yeah, so this could be... that could be something that helps Battlefront perform really well.
And it's a big franchise.
We got some Metal Gear cosplayers over here.
This happens sometimes. There aren't that many cosplayers or anything, but it does happen.
Yeah, it does happen.
So somebody believes that it will. I mean, it can. It very well can. It's a big franchise on its own.
Yeah.
It's long-standing.
There's been a very long wait for a new Battlefront game.
Yeah, that too. And I would say that like when an E3 is a good E3, everybody typically succeeds.
Yeah.
So, you have all these big announcements and it draws all of that attention in and kind of that attention circulates.
Yeah, I think, I have friends of mine who are not like hardcore gamers but are big Star Wars fans, and they're like, I'm ready to buy a next-gen console, a current-gen console now. I'm ready to upgrade because of this game. They want to know which version to get. So, I think, using that as a barometer, people are super excited for this.
So somebody said what the standout game of the show is, and I would say not game, but HoloLens is like the thing.
Yeah, people are raving about HoloLens. Yeah.
Yeah, and I haven't seen it. Steven saw it. He saw it for this like Halo 5 experience, and I hear mixed things about the experience because it's basically just like an intro.
Yeah, it's basically like the part in Star Wars where you get a briefing from or the message Princess Leia sends to Obi-Wan Kenobi. It's like a hologram that talks to you and tells you what you're supposed to do on your mission.
Yeah. Okay. I think we've sufficiently covered Battlefront.
Yeah. And some other stuff.
Let's switch to this video and say goodbye. So yeah, we've sufficiently covered Battlefront, and we've sufficiently... Oh, Impression of the Last Guardian. We didn't play. Jason played. He'll write something up. He'll write something up for the site.
I don't know if that's embargoed or not.
I'm very excited. Well, it can't be anymore because we're on the show floor. But you mean from Judges Week?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he saw it at Judges Week. I think he only saw it this week.
Someone's asking about Sword Coast Legends. I believe it's playable on the show floor. I have not had a chance to look at it, but I've walked past it a few times.
Horizon thoughts. It looks super cool. Yeah. I didn't get to see anything outside of what you guys saw at the conference, if you saw the conference and the demo that they did.
Yeah.
But it looks super cool. And I'm like, awesome. Honestly, I'm really excited about all the badass female characters that are acting cool.
If there's one overarching trend this year, it's been a lot of female protagonists this year.
Yeah. Cool ladies.
We love Unravel.
Unravel is super cute.
Cute.
So Yarny is around on the show floor, and I kind of want to go and get a picture of Yarny.
You should bring Yarny to the walkers.
I'm going to steal Yarny and take him home with me.
I don't believe...
We have not. I don't even think it's playable, actually, for Honor.
Yeah.
I think it's one of this is the thing about E3 is that it's in many experiences are you go, you sit in a room, it's cold, you watch a demo that is maybe live, maybe pre-recorded, a developer narrates over it with one of those funny nude microphone things.
Yeah.
And
I would love a new Buffy game.
Yeah.
I like
or
the
just
old
Buffy
ones.
in general.
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks for sharing our Periscope.
All right, I think we're done, right?
Yeah. Bye, guys.
Thanks for watching.